talk to you about the care and breeding of guppy live bears. This also applies to inlers. A lot of the same concepts also apply to most live bears, or the common domesticated live bears. So first things first, let's talk about the water parameters. I keep mine in a higher pH, usually around 7.6. If you keep them at a low pH, generally they'll just fall apart on you. Guppies are very captive bred now. They're very far from their wild types, so they need the harder water because a lot of the places they're raised overseas and stuff like that is in harder water, and sometimes even has a bit of a salinity. But generally, any fish you find in your local pet store or U.S. breeders, the guppies are going to need a harder water. Also temperature. Guppies are very hardy. They do need a stable temperature though. I like to keep mine around 75 to 76. That's generally where my room stays. I keep heaters in a lot of my tanks in case it gets cold in my room while I'm gone, anything like that. But 75 to 76 is usually good. You can keep them a little higher than that. The females will drop fry at higher temperatures faster, so the fry might be a little less developed at those higher temperatures. So I like to keep mine around 76. And then as far as the tank setup, I love lots of cover. Guppies aren't super known to be fry eaters, but they will eat fry if they fit in their mouth. And especially if you maybe you can't feed them multiple times a day, maybe you just get a feeding in the morning, feeding in the evening, they will chase their fry. And some strains and types will eat their fry more than others. Some of my inlers tend not to eat their fry at all, and then like the koi guppies here in the video, they love to eat their fry. So more cover is a good thing. You can even pull the fry or put the female in a trap a day or two before she lays, and then pull the fry, raise them in a secondary tank. I like to just let mine all colony breed in the same tank. Generally tank sizes, you can breed guppies in a 10-gallon. I do that, but I am noticing that my groups that are in 20 gallons or higher produce a lot faster, and they also have higher yields of fry, just because the fry have more places to hide, more room to get away from the adults. So I like to use a 20-gallon generally, so all these tanks will be upgraded to a 20-gallon to do that in. And as far as ratios, I like a male to 2 females. In a 10-gallon, I wouldn't have more than 2 adult males, or the aggression is going to get pretty fierce. Your males will chase each other, and if you have a lot of finnage on any of those males, they will fight a lot to the point where their tails will just get beat up, and you're not going to have a pretty guppy to look at, which isn't super important for the breeding aspect, but just for the overall health and care of your fish, it's just important to keep down aggression and fighting it at all. And then generally the older the female is, the more fry she's going to drop, and also the better that you have your fish conditioned is going to yield the drops. So a younger female, as soon as she's sexually mature, she might only have a drop of 6 to a dozen, where maybe a 2-year-old female might drop you upwards of 100 to maybe a couple hundred fry. And then that also depends on the strains. The albinos have the smaller fry yields, of course, the smaller drop sizes. I'm getting about 30 from these females here, and I've had them close to a year now, but I did get them in quite large, so I'm guessing they're pushing a year and a half to almost 2 years now. So the fry yields aren't great. And then as far as food, I like to feed my fish a variety of foods. Of course, live foods are always going to be better. I have started feeding Walter worms, which is live food. It's very small, but it's great for fry and adults. And then I also complement with Repashy superfoods, fluval bug bites, and I have a Cobalt Aquatics flake food that I feed maybe once a week. I'm not a fan of flake food, but the fluval bug bites is pretty much my staple between all those other feedings. And like I said, if you were to pull fry, anything like that, you're generally going to have the fry grow faster. And then as far as producing a line or a strain to something you want, you're really going to need more than one tank. The group colony is not going to do what you need it to. Even if you're in there pulling every day and stuff, it's just you really need multiple tanks to separate those fry, and just pick out your best ones and keep producing and keeping them confined into different areas, different tanks completely. That way you can get that strain 100% pure and 100% to what you're looking for and the color wise. So if you guys have any questions, comments, missed anything, please leave those in the comments below.